What's good, y'all? Chief Ferguson Bay here from Off Duty Grind, and in this episode, we have special guest Cassandra Townsend. Cassandra is a senior chief in the U.S. Navy and a talented makeup artist. All right, she's in love with enhancing the beauty of women, and that episode is going to start right here. So, how you doing, Cassandra?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, good. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your time in the military.
All right. So I've been in almost 25 years in November. Originally from Macomb, Mississippi, small town in Mississippi. Really have enjoyed it. I've had kind of two lifetimes in the Navy. I started out as a yeoman at the 10-year mark. I cross-rated to corpsman. Just in love with helping people and growing and mentoring people. And I've been able to do that. And that ties into what I do with makeup.
Oh, okay. You say you switched rates? Like that?
I did.
I met you as a corpsman.
I was a corpsman when we met, yeah.
Okay. So and you said that switch. So how have you always been passionate about doing makeup?
So I really started in makeup when I was 16. My dad was like, no. I was the oldest child. That's the only thing I wanted. My mom didn't really do makeup, and so she kind of slid me some for my 16th birthday. Oh, okay. And I put it on. I probably really looked like a clown. She took me to church, and all the guys were like, what's on your face? And I was like, yes, I got noticed. Okay. And then from that point on, you know, I've really wanted to work on doing makeup, and I've gotten better. It was such a taboo thing for my community, for, you know, Black girls to wear color and stuff on their face. And so I used to hear my grandmother talk about the ladies who wore makeup, and they kind of likened them to streetwalkers and stuff like that. You know, that's an old term. Yeah. But I always thought that enhancing beauty was something that wasn't bad, and I think it was okay to do, and I've just always been interested in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what's the purpose of makeup? Because like you said, some people I've seen, like, I don't know if they misapplied it or didn't know how to apply it, but some of them look better without makeup than they did with the makeup and stuff like that. So is that like...
Everybody don't know how to apply it. Some people are learning still. For me, makeup is a calming thing for me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I have no vices really other than gummy bears. Gummy bears. But when I apply it, it's like a calming time. It's a time to kind of relax, take my mind off the business of work, everything that's going on outside. And it's just me taking the time to do the face, you know. It's not really for attention for anybody else. Most of the people I've met are like, oh, I don't like wearing makeup. You're so cute without makeup. Why do you wear it? And it really is just something for me to enhance, just get in there and find my creative space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks nice on you. I like
like, you know, I try to do a little something every now and then.
So how you feel about men wearing makeup? So,
you know, growing up in Mississippi, you know, it was like, really? I think that people have the opportunity to express themselves any way they can. I actually know a lot of great male makeup artists.
Okay.
Actually, some that have been in the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
I deployed with one. He used to work for Chanel, and he was amazing. He would do his wife's face, and she would get on Facebook and be like, bam, my man did this. You know, and people would usually say, oh, if he does makeup, he's automatically gay or something like that. And it's just, sometimes it's just something that we have a passion for, and it's an enhancement, and we have passion for helping people, making people feel good about themselves.
Right. It's an art, definitely an art form.
It takes a little bit of skill, a little bit.
So do you think the beauty niche is popular in the military? Why not?
It definitely is a lot more popular now than it was when I first came in. Now, when I walk into work, I'm having to pull my sailors aside, like, sis, tone them eyebrows down just a little bit. This is work. You know, not after hours, eyelashes are a little too long. We need to look at the instruction. Right. But before, you know, and that's not necessarily frowned upon, but you just didn't see it a lot. Now, these young ladies are coming to work beat. They are coming to work full glam, and I'm like, that's glitter. No, I used to come to work full glam, but in the position I am, sailors make me rub my eyebrows off really quick. So I tone it down. I don't wear it every day, but I do wear it some days. And a lot of time, if I'm wearing it, is to show the junior sailors how they need to kind of apply it. So there's not so much attention, but they can still look good and feel good in their uniform.
Got you. I appreciate it. Let me see. So what inspired you to start your business in the military?
So a lot of it came along with a lot of young women just talking about how they didn't feel like they look good. And, you know, there used to be this kind of thing where military women are ugly. And some people kind of took that to heart. There's a lot of depression and mental health issues along with a lot of females in the military because, you know, you're not able to be yourself a lot of times. Like you got to wear your hair a certain way. You just can't express yourself like you normally would outside of it. And I just started doing classes after I learned how to apply on me. I started kind of, you know, doing classes and talking about how just an enhancement of beauty kind of makes you feel better about yourself in some ways. Not necessarily that you have to wear makeup to be beautiful, but just if you need that confidence boost, you know, it can help in that realm. Yeah. And I started teaching classes actually in Japan, and got on with a professional photographer there and did a couple of commercials in Japan and did a bunch of modeling photo shoots and got published, and it took off from there.
Oh, I know you're doing big things in Japan. Where was you in Japan?
I was in Yokosuka. I was still at the hospital, but the photographer he was actually a retired HM1, but he was doing a lot of photo shoots out there. He actually did photo shoots for me and my family. And I'm sorry about that.
That's all good.
And once he started becoming popular on the base and doing photo shoots, and then out in town, because he was married to a Japanese national, he would bring me along on a lot of photo shoots, and I ended up doing a lot of different photo shoots. And you know, they were always looking for models to do commercials and stuff. And so I applied for my kids to be models, but ended up being a makeup artist on a couple of photo shoots and a couple of commercials out there, and just kind of blew up.
You're doing it big. It
was interesting.
How'd you get the word out for your business? But like, was it like word of mouth?
So in Japan, being with PJ Weiss, being with him as a photographer, that's how I got the word out in Japan. Leaving Japan, it was a little bit of a struggle because I came here to be an RDC, and it was like, you don't have time. And so I was like, I really want to go back to doing this. But it actually didn't slow down as much. A lot of my friends and female staff there, and a lot of friends and other organizations that I participate with were just like, oh, your makeup's so beautiful. Do you do makeup? And I'm like, yes, come on over to the house, girl. Let me show you. And so I still had pretty good clientele list in Chicago, in and outside of the military. It was a little bit of struggle moving here to Maryland. Maryland has so many professional makeup artists, a lot of celebrity makeup artists here. So I was like, I'm never going to get anybody. But I have quite a few faithful customers here in Maryland. Corona slowed us down a little bit, but I do have clients who actually, when they're in the area, they fly into the area. I'm the first person to call, like, hey, I need a face for tonight. You know, so it's still been kind of steady. I've done a few weddings. I did a couple of weddings this year, but I've done weddings off and on since 2010. But last year was I call it a celebrity wedding. Outside of the Navy, it probably wouldn't be a celebrity wedding, but one of my mentors is retired Fleet Beldo, and I was a makeup artist for her wedding. And that was just so exciting to me. I couldn't believe that she chose me, first of all, because she could have chose anybody. You know, she's like Navy royalty. And so she chose me, and I was able to do her wedding. And then I've done a lot of friends' wedding, and had a couple of weddings scheduled for this year, but Corona slowed me down. And we're not able to travel as much, so I was a little disappointed about that. But for the most part, I'm still in there business-wise. I still do my Facebook Lives, and I do one-on-one Zoom classes with clients.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I saw Beldo on your Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like,
yes. Anytime she's in the area, she's gonna call me or she's gonna come over. She's like, listen, I need to learn how to do my brows today. So she'll come over, she'll sit up here, or wherever she's at, she has an event and she's like, daughter, I need my face done. And I'm over there.
That is, she is a celebrity. Oh.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, because you said you did RDC and you do makeup training. Is there any similarities between training sailors and doing makeup training? Like,
no, I can't yell during makeup training. You know, they'll mess up the lines. The training, I'll say there are some similarities because being an RDC, a lot of people don't understand. You're not just creating sailors. Sometimes you're taking children and turning them into adults.
Yeah.
You know, so it's baby steps.
Right.
And so I liken that. I don't know who this is trying to.
Oh, it's all good.
But it's baby steps. It's baby steps with makeup. You have people like, I don't know how to put this on. So you take your time. And in boot camp, you kind of have to take your time, especially when they're coming from a civilian world. They don't know anything about sailorization. They don't know anything about our lingo. And so it takes a minute for them. And so makeup is the same way. Once you get past the basics, you know, like a basic, nice, neutral look, you can move on to your kind of glam looks like this once you get comfortable. Once recruits get comfortable wearing a uniform and marching and stuff like that, they're on autopilot and they're getting it. So it's the same.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We get a lot of them down here because I'm down in Pensacola. And, you know, I'm at the schoolhouse down here. So they come. So it's a lot of
I know
work training, but you know, once they get it, they get it. And
yes,
it's great. And I apply like a lot of the like the techniques we learn in training, like how to train sailors and like introducing yourself and kind of like showing yourself as an authority. Like I kind of translate some of that to some of the stuff that I do on YouTube as well. So.
When I do my classes, it's kind of the same. When I do a large group of classes, I'm usually in there and I'm giving that instructor mode, like, hi, I'm Cassandra. I've been doing makeup for 15 years and you know, this is my passion. Yeah. This is why. So yeah, it kind of runs along the same lines.
Yep, I get you. Has the military ever prevented you from serving clients? I think you already hit on some of that.
Yes. You know, when I'm a client is booking, I'll always have to ask like where they are, what they're requiring, the amount of people. But I also have to make sure that one, I can leave during that time. If it's kind of during the week or if it's on a Friday, I need to make sure I take leave and be in that area. If I need to be, I've done that. And so it's like, hopefully the command's like, no, you can't go. And so with Corona, that really is what it was this year.
Yeah.
I had a couple of weddings that I was supposed to do. I had there was supposed to be a wedding in June. Actually, there's a wedding next weekend that I was supposed to be the makeup artist for in New Orleans, which would have been great because technically that's home for me. Okay. I'm from Macomb, Mississippi, but I live right above New Orleans and most of my family is in New Orleans. Okay. And so that would have been perfect because I could have went home, saw my kids, visited with my family, did this wedding, you know, and been good. But because Corona and New Orleans and Mississippi are still on that list of high with Corona, I can't travel there. So that's a little hard because the bride is actually a really good friend of mine. We've been friends probably since 2001. And ever since she got engaged, actually before she got engaged, it's always been, if I get married, you're doing my makeup. So, you know, but it's okay. You know, sometimes you can kind of walk people through and take pictures and send them pictures. That way the artist that she does have kind of knows what she wants. I've had a bride who's called me before. The family got a makeup artist without her knowing. And, you know, she didn't want her family to feel bad. And I understand that if, you know, the family thought they were doing something special, it was a surprise. But the artist was not familiar with the style that she liked, you know, so she called me like, can you tell her what I want? You know? And so the artist, she was not upset. She was just like, oh, thank you for talking to me about what she likes and the style she likes, you know? So it actually turned out really, really pretty. The artist was okay. She was like, you want a tip? Like, nah, girl, you good. Get your money.
I can kind of understand that because say like if I had to get a haircut, you know, and somebody just hire a barber for me, I'm like, I don't know, this guy might not know what I want, but if you're familiar with that person, you know exactly what they like. So,
it's, you know, I had actually back in March, I was a bridesmaid in a wedding. And the makeup artist they had, she just was not prepared. She was young. It was her first wedding. And I think she was kind of booked on a whim from the makeup planner. And so being a bridesmaid, I was trying to like, no, let her do her thing. But we were coming down to the wire. It's time for wedding to start. I'm like, yes, sis, let me help you real quick. So, you know, I'm pulling people, sitting them in chairs and kind of, because I take my makeup everywhere I go. Everywhere. You never know. You never know. And so I ended up having to step in. And like I said, the young lady wasn't prepared. She wasn't prepared to stay. She wasn't prepared to do a face change on the bride, which there's a lot that goes into being a makeup artist, especially if you're saying that you do weddings and special events, because most of my brides, they want one look to walk down the aisle. They want another look for the reception. They want a touch up. And so if you're going to, you know, be in business like that, you need to be ready for that.
Right.
She didn't know how to do contracts. She didn't have that written out. You know, she was just like, oh, it's $30 a face. I'm like, whoa. What? No, ma'am, that's not how we do it. But she was actually open to, you know, advice. And I told her I had been doing it for a while and I wasn't trying to take over her job. I definitely didn't get paid for it at all and wasn't looking to get paid. It was just assisting. When you see someone struggling or may not doing it the way that it kind of needs to be done, just so to help her for next time, because it gets frustrating for those who've hired you if you can't keep up with the pace that you bring.
Right, what they need.
Yeah.
You said, so you carry what, like a big makeup bag with you?
So let me explain some things. It's not just a big makeup bag, okay? You call it a train case. I keep a lot of makeup, a lot. Because, you know, you never know. When I'm traveling just by myself, I do travel heavy with makeup because usually if I'm going somewhere with family is going to plop in a chair so they can get their face done. But if I'm traveling to do somebody, I have a big suitcase. It's probably about this high. And I have actually sitting out here, I can show you. I have like different sections where this may be all lipsticks and this may be brushes or something like that. So I have organizers that I put together before I roll out.
Oh, okay.
I get stopped at the airport quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
During security. Not because I've done anything wrong, because I actually pack to what the regulations are. It's just that once the female TSA agents see that, they always open because they're always trying to look and see. I used to have one try to take my ring light. She's like, oh, no, you can't take this on the plane. Ma'am, I know the rules here. Please put my stuff back in my case. Yeah, so I'm always hoping for a male TSA agent because they're usually like, go ahead.
Oh. That's good stuff. So I know, like, one of the when we met on the ship, and like I was playing drums and you were singing. So I know you're like a very spiritual person, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So is spirituality a major influence on your drive to accomplish your goals?
It is. I would not be here if it wasn't for the Lord. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. Like, some people are like, oh, you have to know him for yourself. I experienced near death, actually while I was at RTC. Prior to that, the Lord has always been, I was raised in the church. All of my uncles are preachers. My mom is an evangelist, but she don't like people to say that. So I grew up around it, so I know it, but I was very close. I thought I was close to God when we met. But when I got to Chicago, I got really sick while I was on push and thought it was just fatigue or whatever. Went to my provider and he was just like, oh, you need to go to the emergency room. I don't understand how you're standing. Get to the emergency room and they're like, you shouldn't be alive right now. Oh, and I spent 5 days in the hospital and they found out I had a tumor on my kidney, had some damage to my heart because my potassium had bottomed out, slight nerve damage. I had thyroid mass that no one had ever knew about. And I was really, really sick. but I was still operating and functioning like nothing was wrong.
Right.
And just those 5 days in the hospital, you know, everybody's like, you never look sick.
Yeah.
It's like, even now, they're still like, you don't look sick. I have some rough days, but you know, my motto is as long as he wakes me up in the morning, I don't have a complaint.
Okay. I got you.
I don't have a complaint. If this hurt, that hurt, I'd be like, man, that hurt. Thank you, Jesus, because I can feel it. I'm still here, and so I don't complain about it. But I definitely honor, you know, who he is and the blessings and the favor that he has over my life. Right. Because I some days I'm still shocked I'm a senior chief in the Navy because I never thought I'd get past E4. And I did that twice.
Oh,
so,
okay. Yeah, I would have never known that. I would have never known that. Yeah. Well, you're a strong person. Strong.
Only because of him.
So what type of resources are you reading to push yourself in business and spirituality as well?
So spirituality, you know, I'm always in my Bible app. Always in my Bible app. I listen to a lot of different motivational speakers, talk to my mom, watch my uncles, because right now their churches are doing Facebook Live. And then my CMC is a great spiritual advisor. It's amazing. His name is Tony Lyles, but he definitely is awesome. Soon as we met, the spirit was there, and he was able to tell me some things that I had been talking with the Lord about. And I was just like, oh, this is it. This command's going to be great. It's been awesome, actually. But as far as when it comes to makeup, I'm always on YouTube. Makeup is always changing. It's always changing. And there's stuff that at sometimes I'm like, I am too old for that, you know. But because it's ever changing, I'm always looking at people like Pat McGrath, because, you know, she's Black makeup artist, owns her own company, expensive makeup line, you know. And then I watch some mostly I will say that I watch mostly black YouTubers, just to, in our culture, in our realm, where we're moving. Outside of that, I do have other YouTubers that I watch, because I do also have clients that are African American. So just to make sure that I'm keeping in trend and learning. I've done some reading on well, right now I'm trying to learn this YouTube world. I'm trying to get to where you are. So I'm doing my research in YouTube and different type of equipment and stuff like that. And then, of course, on the leadership realm, I'm getting ready to go to the SCA next month. So I'm definitely in leadership books and moving around. One of the books that we've been on back and forth for the last year and a half is Turn the Ship Around. Okay. And it's about a submarine officer and his mess chief, and how they were able to take the climate of their submarine, turn it around, and bring it from morale being below zero, you know, to giving people the opportunity to lead and show you listening and applying. Okay. So that's a good one. And then there's an article that keeps coming up in our command. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it right now. It's what is it? Give the monkey back. I'm gonna have to send it to you, but it's a good read. Actually, if you talk to Nevelyn Davis, she could tell you about it, because she was here when we first started going over that article. Okay. Basically about you know, when someone brings you a problem, they give it to you, you take that monkey on, right? Okay. And you're trying to figure out their problem along with what you have on your plate. And it talks about how giving the people their problem back, like, you basically can't come to me with a problem if you don't have a solution or a plan. Okay. Yeah. You know, and just helping people not take everything in. Like, if it doesn't get done, I'm the only one that can do it, because I know that I have that habit of it. You know what? I'll do it. Don't even worry about it. Right. You know, and then I'm weighing myself down and I'm stressed out on something that I shouldn't be stressed out about, because it's not mine. Right. Okay. Yeah. You know, so that's where I am leadership wise right now. Yeah, that's powerful. I need to check that. You said turn the ship around. Turn the ship around. I'm right. And once we say we finish with this, I'm gonna make some resources, and I'll put them all in the resources. All right. All right. Cool. No. So what would you like to say to people who are trying to start their own business? Like, to words of encouragement or anything like that? Be patient.
Patient.
Everybody is not going to support you. Everybody's not going to want to pay what you charge. And be okay with knowing your worth. That's where I struggled. I didn't really believe at first that what I was doing was worth what other people were charging. And so I would do a face and the person would be happy, but I wouldn't be happy with the face. And I'll be like, nah, you got it. You good. I'm sorry, I messed your face up. But be confident in who you are. Be confident in your worth. And just really be patient, because it didn't take off right away. I actually started back when I was in New Orleans. I was selling Mary Kay. Okay. I used to get in trouble with my director of Mary Kay because you weren't supposed to touch your clients. You're just supposed to sit them all at a table, give them the stuff and say, okay, play in it.
Okay.
And I was like, well, how are they supposed to know what to do if you don't tell them? And I realized nobody selling Mary Kay knew how to do makeup. So I was like, And so I changed how I approached it. I would do my face. And then I would ask them, if you want what's on my face, here are the bundle deals, and they were like, you can't do it that way. I made $3,000 my first real Mary Kay party my way. And then they kind of was like, not you. Like, that's not how we do business. That's not how we do it. Needless to say, the whole time I sold Mary Kay, I never invited my directors to my parties. Okay. But once I, figured out what my niche was, with how I approach people to get clients, I thought I was moving, and then there was a spell where nobody wanted their makeup done because it just wasn't the thing. Or it's just, I could get it right on me, but I just couldn't get it right on them. And so just be patient. Be patient. Also, if you stop learning, you're doing it wrong.
You said if you stop learning, you're doing it wrong? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, always keep growing.
Yes.
So if people are trying to reach you, where should they go?
Facebook, Sophisticated Glamour on Facebook, and on Instagram, Sophisticated Glamour MUA. If you can't find either one of them, go to Cassandra Townsend and the links are there, or you can just DM me, Cassandra Townsend, on Facebook or Instagram, and I will send you the links.
All right. So I thank you, Cassandra. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. I didn't believe anybody would ever want to interview me about anything, so I'm super excited about being. Thank you.
Hey, anytime. So I appreciate you for coming on. You gave us a lot of great information, some leadership, also some positivity, believing in yourself, because one thing I took from you is, like you said, knowing your value, right?
Yes.
So sometimes, like, I do, like, say, websites and all that stuff, and I end up sometimes doing it for free because, like you said, it doesn't seem like work. It's fun to me, like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm my worst critic. Like, we're our own worst critics. So, like,
definitely.
so yeah, you got it. But yeah, I gotta start believing in myself and start, knowing my worth. So I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see you out there with your shirts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me plug this one real quick. This is a Black-owned company out of Atlanta too. Makeup pays my bills. This is life right here.
Pays my bills.
Yes.
Yep. Well, yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for this episode of Off Duty Grind. We'd like to thank special guest Cassandra Townsend, Senior Chief Cassandra Townsend, for coming on, telling us about the makeup industry and her time doing business in the military. She gave us a lot of insight on the makeup industry, her background in makeup, and her personal life. So we really appreciate you for opening up to us and sharing with us on Off Duty Grind. If you'd like to meet or talk to Cassandra Townsend, contact Cassandra Townsend. Just go to Sophisticated Glamour on Instagram. So it's Sophisticated Glamour MUA on Instagram, or just Sophisticated Glamour on Facebook to contact Miss Townsend. So again, Off Duty Grind, thank you guys for watching. If you know anyone that wants to get on Off Duty Grind, just have them reach out to us, offdutygrind.com/special guest. Have them fill out the form and we'll get with them as soon as possible. But we're going to keep doing this and building this community. So I thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.